Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a Tarot Oracle reading for the middle of the month of May. And Libra, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Libra, we all have a little bit of Libra in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Libra in? That will give you further clarity as to where this energy shows up for you. This is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, sorry, I'm working on a new spread here so that I can feature my paintings from Tales from the Vector, and I can't concentrate on that, and we become creatures of habit. I just have to double check this. You get used to doing something a certain way, and then it's very different doing it this way. But I promise by the next time I do the reading, I'll have it centered better. I'll have it figured out. This is the first time doing it this way. That works. I just wanted to make sure that you would be able to see it. All right, so yeah, if it's been a while since I posted this, then take a look at what was going on back then in your life, and it may give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we do have the underlying at the from the bottom of the deck for the entire reading is the Seven of Wands. And so the Seven of Wands is representing an energy of standing up for yourself, standing on higher ground, conviction beyond a doubt that now that you know what you know, you are going to move forward in this way. The Wands represent the element of fire, and they are made of wood, so it's about taking passionate action. And you can see there's some other competition here, or there's a battle going on, and this person is protecting themselves through higher ground, and they're protecting it. This is representing crossing the heart here, is representing protecting something that is close to their heart. And you see they're on this higher ground, but there's a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. Sometimes this can represent an energy of, being sort of straddled between two realities. And also sometimes this could represent walking in someone else's shoes. All right, and then we have, and that's the underlying energy for the reading. And then we have the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck for the internal forces. So internal forces come, of course, from within, and you have control over the internal forces. You can't control the external forces so much like what other people say or do, but you can control whether you have a reaction to it or you respond to this energy. And the Page of Pentacles is representing that there is some sort of communication or information coming through. Each of the pages has their own element, and this one focuses on the pentacle. And pentacles in tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D world. A big part of that is money, so it is featured as a coin. It represents the element of earth. And so this is about earthly matters, basically. And the thing is, you could have all the money in the world and still not have the lifestyle. So the pentacles actually represent more lifestyle on planet Earth. And the communication in the old days would be, it would always be a male, but this could be a female energy. And it represents a youthfulness, like someone who's under the age of like 20, 21. This could be a female in her masculine energy. So that all the tarot cards are archetypes, and so they're not gender specific, but they do represent masculine and feminine energy. And in the old days, the pages would start working very young, from 7 to 14 years of age. So sometimes that can have some sort of relevance. Sorry, it can have some sort of relevance. It's saying it could be something for you that's between the age of like 7 to 14 and under 21. And so this energy is communication coming in regarding lifestyle, pentacles, some sort of information like that. So in the old days, they would start very young because people's life expectancy was like half of what it is now, and they would come from the outlying family. So this would be a real coup to be a page. In those days, it would always be delivered in person they would work within the palace walls and deliver communication, and also maybe run small errands and tasks within the walls. And then when they got older, if they were, accomplished at this and they could afford a horse, they might even be knighted to be a knight. And so this energy is talking about this communication coming in, but these days this could represent a female in her masculine energy as well. And this could be, it could be a phone call, a text message, a letter, a card, something, an invitation in the post, some documents, regarding business. This also could be bank statements, that type of energy. You might have receive it by email. You could be on social media and get a message from someone, and maybe even see an event posted there. And then when you go to that event, run into someone that in person that was the perfect person you needed to talk to at that time for some specific information. And this also can represent, it's a really good idea to take a few minutes every day just to find out what's happening at the top of the pyramid in, the world events with the political leaders and just the different trends in that, because it can give you some information that might be helpful that you wouldn't know otherwise. We do have this card here. This is talking about disappointment, and the cups in tarot represent the energy of usually romantic love, but it doesn't have to be. It could be love of anyone, or pets, whatever, friends, family. This could also represent something you love to do or be. And so the universe is offering this person another cup, another chance at something. And they're sitting under the tree and they're disappointed and they're like, no, thank you. I'm tired of being tired. I don't feel like making myself vulnerable again. So there's 3 cups here. So this could represent 3 different relationships, romantic relationships that didn't work out. It could represent problems with friends or family. And it could also represent something you love to do or be, and you maybe tried to launch it 3 times and it just didn't work out. And the universe is saying, give it one more go kind of energy. If this is romantic love, sometimes this can represent a third-party relationship where there's like 2 cups here and a third one. And even sometimes this cup can even represent an energy of someone got pregnant, but it was outside of the couple relationship, that type of energy. This also can represent someone that you've given 3 chances, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're like, no way, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm done with this energy. I'm done with you, whether that be romantic, business, or friends, family, whatever that is. And so this is how you are identifying with yourself right now. So you're feeling disappointed about something that matters a lot to you. And then we have here something or someone. And then this is the Wounded Warrior card. So the 9 of Wands is saying that, despite this energy, because something clearly has happened to put you in this energy, you managed to land all 8 of these wands, which is a real big feat. And you went through it, because here we have 7. Now you managed to land all 8. These are behind you. This is talking about a lot of successful action. And Wounded Warrior is leaning very heavy on the 9th wand. In tarot, there's only 10 wands. So you've done really, really well to get this far. And this is representing someone that is really wanting to stay on their destined path, that type of energy, on your God-given destiny, that type of, and it's interesting because if you look here, notice how the colors from the bottom to the top have changed. Here his legs are red, And here he's yellow with a red tunic. And I don't know why that matters, but I'm getting it might matter to someone. All right, so this is talking about your abundance. So you have landed those 8 wands. And look at this. This sets you on a new journey. I mean, you're leaning heavy on this 9th one. So it's not totally finished if there's 10 wands. But landing 8 is you know, it means that you've been very successful completing this despite all the hardship that you've been through. And now it's talking about you beginning a new cycle. And so this is good news, because this is talking about maybe some information about some pentacles is coming in, and it's going to change your lifestyle in a much better way, taking you out of this wounded warrior and disappointment and having to fight so much for something. So this could be, you know, the new journey. The Fool starts the journey at the 0 point, and he's on his journey. He hardly has any baggage here. He's this little dog represents innocence and just, okay, like, I'm going to go on my path. And he's very you know, carefree about the whole thing. He does have tattered sleeves though, and the tattered sleeves represent that he has been on a cycle before, maybe a cycle or 2. So it's not like he's naive, he's innocent. He's chosen to be in a happy-go-lucky, adventurous, you know, kind of attitude. The sun is shining on him. The sun shining on him represents God's energy. And you notice that it's a white sun, so it's talking about the innocence of youth and a new beginning, basically. But the tattered sleeves saying that he is actually taking a lot of the information and the learning that he has from this past cycle on his journey with him. Now the Earth Angel is coming in, and the Earth Angel energy is talking about, you know, in the Bible it says there's 144,000 angels that God sends down to Earth in human form. And this is, you know, I guess you could relate to it as a hybrid energy, just someone who has a very high vibration in spiritual matters. And she's mixing her alchemy, and then she's got her foot in the universal waters, and it's her right foot, which is representing forward taking action. And then her left foot is grounded on land, and she's growing these beautiful flowers here. There's the path of glory with the sun shining on it. And this is saying that she is on God's destined path, and her job is to do her best to be a good person, be the best version she can be, and bring joy to the world as much as possible by doing good on the planet. And then we have, so this is your communication from early life. So I feel like it looks like you had a pretty happy-go-lucky childhood. You know, your abundance here, I mean, you're used to working clearly for what you have. And it's talking about, having some sort of relationship with the Most High. And then definitely this here is your emotional foundation now. And so you've really done your best. This wounded warrior energy quite often goes hand in hand with this energy. And just in the last week or so, I had some very interesting readings. And it's basically about this energy and how there's been a major shift. And I feel that this shift is coming in because of the energy of the planet Uranus has moved into the sign of Gemini. And, if you want to go back and take a look, understand better how significant that energy is, you can look it up in my, in the last reading I did for the beginning of May, and even the one for the end of April for your sign. I talked quite a bit about that. There was a lot of astrological influences coming in this week, this time span, the middle of May. We really just have the new moon coming in, and so it's yay, because it's been busy astrologically. But basically, just the main thing about this is that when Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini. The last time it was in that sign was in 1941 to 1949. It stays there for about 7 to 8 years. And that was during World War II, like the ending of it and all of that, you know, the depression after all of that energy. So it's kind of an interesting time. And the number one takeaway for it being in the sign of Gemini, though, is the truth comes out. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. And we're seeing this every day lately, and I'm all for it. The angels went on strike last week, and they were saying they are done with babysitting grown-ass adults that want to behave like children. That they, in their view, they've been warned, and so they will work with people that are on their destined path, and everybody else is on their own. If you're an adult and you haven't figured it out yet, and you've been warned a few times, and you're still behaving in a, you're on a foolish path, then I guess you're just going to have to suffer the consequences. The angels have decided enough is enough. And I feel that energy is really quite strong. Like every time I have a reading now, when an angel comes in, it's like let them know that if you're on the wrong side of, if you're on a foolish path instead of a foolhardy one, don't count on them anymore, because as far as they're concerned, a grown-ass adult should have figured it out by now. And so this energy here is coming in is the Death card. And so this is, a lot of times this card scares people with the Grim Reaper and everything, but it's really actually just talking about the energy of, a major transition again, and that makes sense with this energy here. So you might be considered one of those angels that came through to do good on the planet. This is talking about people that are just, they're set on being a good person on the planet and doing good work and being kind, and being in a position of where they are bringing beauty to the world instead of creating more chaos. Like we have enough of that right now. So this is talking about this transition coming in, that if it's been really challenging for you, that it's going to ease up now, that this new cycle is going to be different. It's kind of like honoring that energy, that you're being seen by the Most High and the angels as someone who deserves to have a bountiful lifestyle and more coming through. And this is talking about this significant change coming in. So the Grim Reaper represents death and rebirth, and then it represents like this energy. This older person here is trying to barter and say, don't come here, we don't want your change. And the younger ones are saying, yes, we do, here's a flower, and it's talking about the bloom of life. And then we see this energy of the king being trampled here. Now, this isn't talking about an actual king. This is talking about systems having cracks in them, and we're seeing the cracks, which we are seeing a lot of on the planet at this time. And the truth is coming out. And so that's the number one takeaway from Gemini energy, is every day we're going to see another truth coming out globally and also on individual lives. And hey, I'm all for the truth coming out. The truth will set you free. So you don't have to be afraid of this energy. If you're being a decent person and you're doing good, doing your best to be a good person, then you don't have anything to worry about when the truth comes out. And this is talking about, and this energy is in your creativity, romance, and children. So I feel like when you're always having to battle for what belongs to you, and you're feeling disappointed with the people around you, and you're exhausted from it, it's hard to be creative. And so this is talking about moving into this transition of having creativity and having romance maybe back in your life again. Even if you already are with someone, it doesn't have to be talking about new love. It could be talking about new breath being, sent into your relationship with your significant other. And this can also talk about having a good relationship and having fun as a child, being more childlike, and also maybe you are even interested in maybe you haven't started a family yet and you would like to, that type of energy. And then we have here the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles isn't a whole lot of money, but it is at least saying that you do have a strong foundation. You're able to pay your bills and everything. But this gift of pentacles that's coming in for you, I feel like this was supposed to be more than this. We have someone here that's got safe money. And this is actually, this card is talking not just about lifestyle, but it's talking about the 3 levels of making money. And, you know, there's safe money, and then there's going after your heart's desires and your crowning glory. So if you're on your path here for the crowning glory, and we see it again here, this transition is saying that you will be, you can be anticipating some more pentacles coming into your life, a much better lifestyle. It's also saying that you might have to leave your comfort zone. And you notice his back is turned to the city. So sometimes this means you might have to even move from where you are located right now. It's hard to be a hero in your own hometown. Or leave your comfort zone, and sometimes leave people behind, that type of energy. If they're not on the up and up and they're not on their path, and you don't want to be involving yourself in that energy because it's going to drag you down. And I feel that's kind of this conviction beyond a doubt is just saying, you don't want to have, you want to be on your journey, and you don't, but it shouldn't have to be this hard to be a good person. And so this card is saying that it's shifting, but in the past you may have sold yourself short, maybe not taking opportunities because of this energy, and you know the results are disappointing then. And it's saying that there's a transition in that energy, and that there's going to be, you're going to be upgrading. If you're on your path of glory, that could be a substantial amount of pentacles coming in here. So from the external forces, from the bottom of the deck, we have Lover. Okay, so the external forces, this could be representing that you have a new lover coming in. And again, it could be just breathing fresh air into the relationship that you have. But generally, this is talking about a new lover coming in, a divine couple coming together. And that's why we have the angel here. And this is a reward for being you know, a person that is, it's being rewarded by being sent a person that is in the same energy as you. And maybe in the past that hasn't been the case. We do have a cloud between these two here, so that can represent that you don't know each other at all yet. You've never met this person. Or it could say that you have met them, but you've never been in a relationship. So this isn't someone coming back from your past that you've had a relationship with in the past that failed and you were disappointed. This is some new energy, you know, and it could be someone maybe even that you know from your childhood, that type of energy. Whoops, this goes here. I'll figure this out eventually here. And so the energy here is, and this is the external forces. So this is good energy. It's saying that there's someone really from outside is coming into your life that is going to bring sunshine and happiness into your life. Yay! Someone that you can count on. And then in the position of partnership, commitment, and okay, so this is interesting. Partnerships, commitment, and spousal energy, marriage. So this card is saying that this is card number 21 is when you start a cycle. And then when this card shows up, it's like that cycle's over. So this is saying definitely that this cycle of being in this, like this transition is happening, and it's going to be a whole new world for you. And this would imply that if you were with someone right now, that you probably are not going to be with them. And unfortunately, it probably means there's been something that your significant other has done to that they don't belong in your new, like in the world that you're going to be in now. So this is talking, I feel like someone new coming in, and this could be some information coming in that, you know, it was really disappointing. And now that you know what you know, you have conviction beyond a doubt that you're not entertaining this energy anymore and you're moving on. We do have using your intuition is really important at this time. So the High Priestess is joyful because she uses her intuition, and she sits by God on her throne. So of course, when you're sitting next to God, you're in a very blissful state. and she's a high priestess. She has the crescent moon here. This is talking about the energy of, you know, the cycles of the moon. And like in the Bible, it will say, you know, blow the trumpet because on the days of the moon, I can't remember it exactly. It's in one of the Psalms. And it's talking about like understanding that, you know, with the new moon energy that we have coming in. And it's interesting because it's in the position here will be transition. So this change coming in, and this this new moon is in the sign of Taurus, so it's about Pentacles. Taurus energy is the toddler of the you know, of the horoscope, and Taurus energy. It's really important to Taurus energy to you know, have they're representing Pentacles, the Earth energy, and it's really important for them to feel secure about, you know, their financial situation, their life, you know, their home life. They like to have a beautiful home, and, you know, have things just so, that type of energy. And opposing that is the Scorpio energy, just because it's Scorpio is opposite in the chart from the energy of Taurus. And this is where this moon energy is going in the position of transition, where Scorpio says, hey, let's blow it all up, and then let's redistribute it, and let's see what happens. Maybe we can make it better. Except the problem here is, I feel like, who was it better for? And so I'm not talking about individuals here. Anytime the horoscope signs come up in my readings, I want you just to be aware I'm not talking about individual people. I'm talking about the signs. And Scorpio is all about taking things apart and putting them back together and making them better. If people are separated, bringing them together and unite. In the strongest energy, that's what Scorpio is. But it is generally like a lot of transition, and Scorpio likes transition. It doesn't bother them like it does other signs. Whereas Taurus, it's like the worst horror. Leave my shift alone. Material matters matter. That type of energy. So this is in transition, and you know, the high priestess is sitting between these two pillars that represent extremes. And this can be like, you know, good and evil. This is representing Jesus, and this is representing the devil. So yes, there's quite a difference there. And so, of course, there's a lot of information. This energy behind her is representing information. And, you know, a lot of times people, you know, don't realize, like, information is pretty neutral. And if you get neutral to information, then you're able to make stronger choices. Information is data. It doesn't care if you like it or don't like it. It's just information as far as information's concerned. And, you know, it's up to us to sort through it. So this is talking about the infinite potential of information. And these days, you know, people say, oh, life is speeding up so much. It really is speeding up because we have so much more information coming in. We have access to instant information that it actually speeds our lives up, and there's way more energy there. And so this is talking about infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. If you use this information, you have to use your logical mind and your intuitive mind to sort through it all, though. And that's what this is talking about, to have a joyful life and make strong decisions. Use both the logic and the intuition. And then we have a King of Cups coming in here. So the King of Cups is in the higher learning. And I feel like this energy, I mean, if we're having someone divine come in and it's a change from the this old energy, then this could be that new energy coming in. And that new moon is on the 16th of May. Like, I can't predict time, only God knows the timing, but it is saying pay attention to what's happening around that time. So perhaps you'll get some communication from someone, or, you know, something like that. And so the King of Cups, he is sitting on his throne, and this energy represents someone that's very like emotionally available. He's the most stable in love. When he offers a cup of love, it's a solid offer. And he has his right foot forward. He's ready to offer this cup, but he's waiting until, see, he's sitting out in the middle of all this volatile water energy. So the King of Cups is representing that, you know, water, emotional energy. And he, because he has such good control of his emotions, he is very reliable when he doesn't let his emotions rule him. And so he knows, like, if he offers this cup of love, maybe to you right now, it may be that this is coming from outside of you, and maybe he wants to offer you a cup of love, that you might say no right now because you're still busy, you haven't quite moved out of this energy yet. So he's waiting for the most opportune time to do so. And that's in your higher learning. So this would be a much more, someone who's more suited to your energy, and, you know, a solid offer, not someone that thinks the grass is greener all the time and strays off, you know, that type of energy. And then we have immature competition. So this is in your career and reputation. So this can represent an energy, you know, of, you know, think about narcissistic cheerleaders. They're younger and they are at a competition, and they can see another team is better than them, but they want that trophy, and they'll do anything to win. And I mean anything. And if they have to cheat, if whatever they have to do, they'll do it. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will pull strings in the background and will make sure they do. This is when the trophy's more important than the competition. And as we get older, or more mature, we start to realize that any competition we're in is really a competition with ourselves. Like, it's about being like, if you can even be 1% better when you go out to, you know, compete in anything, you're going to be that much better. And if it's on a team, if everybody on the team is 1% better every time you go out there, just even 1%, it's going to make a big difference in the team. And so you start to learn that you're really not competing against other people. You're competing against your last best performance, that type of energy. And then you can learn from the competition. And, you know, the trophy is really great to have. I mean, I love, you know, like, it feels good to win a trophy. Having said that, it's not the most important thing. Competition, you can learn from it. And just as you can learn from people, you know, who are doing very well in the competition, you can learn from people who aren't. So you don't want to be, you know, like, you don't have to learn everything the hard way. And then we have being left out in the cold energy. So this is talking about blessings coming in. And I really do feel like there's been some energy here for sure, coming from external forces, and in particular around your career and your reputation. There's only 5 pentacles here for 2 people. And this person's on crutches. They're definitely in a position of, you know, pain here, and they have a bell around their neck. And this energy with the bell around the neck, in the old days, they didn't have apps to isolate people from society. So instead, what they would do is tie a bell around the neck, a big bell, and they would be forced to wear that. So when they came into town, people could, you know, hear them coming, and then, you know, it made it kind of hard for them to get a job, buy groceries, that type of energy, you know, be in society. And this is talking about tactics being used against someone, and you know, this other person doesn't even have shoes on their feet in the snow. So this is talking about isolating, and you know, with this energy here in the career and reputation, they could have gone after, you know, this is talking about snowflakes. So the flakes, anyone can handle a flake or two, but if a bunch of people pile up and they gang stalk and they, you know, they go out of their way to ruin someone's reputation, it can, you know, then that person could be left out in the cold. And that apparently feels like some sort of energy here is happening, like with all this, what's going on in the other cards. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, someone's been juggling morals. This card is saying someone's been very busy juggling pentacles here. Whose pentacles are they juggling? That's the kind of energy. And this card says, you know, this is about multitasking. So this is talking about, you know, sometimes there's like, you know, this could be this struggle between good and evil, and home life and business life. Because it's pentacles, it could be working 2 jobs, maybe, you know, that type of energy, and having to juggle that time-wise. This could represent all of, you know, that type of energy. But I feel more than anything, this represents someone who has a pretty big ego. And they've been playing with pentacles here. And with this energy, it's also saying that they, you know, this card is saying juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And it's saying that whatever they've been doing has been gaining momentum, like gathering force. Just like, you know, if you have a bunch of snowflakes get together, a few snowflakes, it's pretty, but you know, you live with snow for a few months and it just keeps coming. You're shoveling it and it's heavy, and it could even collapse your house. And I feel that's the type of energy that's been directed at you. And perhaps this King of Cups is in a position to change this for you. The King of Cups is someone that's highly respected in the community, and it can represent the energy also of a family member. This can represent an uncle, like a brother, that type of energy, the paternal line, the, you know, family, you know, because quite often this can also represent siblings. So this is basically what we have here. You know, you just have that new moon in the next 10 days. The energy, whatever this is that needs to be resolved here, you may know about it and you may not, or you may not know the full extent of it. But I feel this energy is coming in eventually with this Gemini energy. The truth is coming out, and we're seeing it all over the place. And so, you know, people that have been getting away with things for generations even, it's coming to a halt. And a line's been crossed. It's kind of like everybody's fed up with the energy, except for the ones that are being silly. So this is talking about that. If you're leaving the reading here, I don't think I can think of any other astrological things that you really need to consider, except one thing is that Pluto did move in, go retrograde into the energy of Aquarius on May 6th. And just be aware that this energy can make us feel a little bit unsettled and kind of confused, and it can make problems. It amplifies problems. And so it can kind of have an underlying stressful energy, and sometimes maybe blowing things out of proportion. So just be aware of that energy, especially around the new moon. And, you know, in May, we're going to have 2 full moons. You know, that happens once in a blue moon. So there's some interesting energy coming in when you have the moon energy is very powerful right now. Other than that, this is if you're leaving it here, just give it a like and comment, please. It really does help build my channel. I really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing. You're more than welcome. Now, I'm going to clarify for those of you who want further clarification here. And I'm using my Oracle Tales from the Vector. This is one of the paintings from this. This is actually not the original. These are reproductions. The original is a little bit big, maybe 3 times the size of this, and it's actually an ink paint drawing. All right, we have the underlying energy, and then we have this energy. All right, so this oracle is something I started in 2007, and in 2020 I completed all 16 paintings. And the energy is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings in the order that they are in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com. So you can check it out. They say a painting paints 1,000 words. So this could give you further clarity into your situation. We have conviction without a doubt, and this is about this transition coming in again. So now that you know what you know, I feel like you're going to get some information, and I feel like if it doesn't come in right away, your intuition is feeding, like giving you little signals and signs. I've really noticed that in my life lately, and I feel like that kind of has to do with this new moon coming up, the Taurus and the Scorpio conflict there. And yeah, it's been really interesting. My dreams have been really interesting. I found like every day there's something else. Like back in around 2020, I had my identity stolen. And I just had a situation today, like where it's like, I got so much more clarity around who was involved in that, and so it was really interesting because it's updated. I keep track of everything because it was a lot of work, and I'm making sure that I'm on top of it. So the Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor. Definitely, it's going. This disappointing energy is going to be over soon. I feel that the people that put you in this energy have really foolish expectations. Their expectation was that you weren't going to be able to land these 8 wands, and that you weren't going to actually be able to stand up for yourself here, because there was a lot of this energy here. And if when a lot of people get together, they were on a very foolish journey. Anytime you have expectations, it's going to create limitations. And then we have the superstar energy. This is talking about harmony. So this is your throat chakra. And I feel like you're, like when this information comes in, you may be really disappointed again, but you are going to start speaking your truth, and it's going to create harmony in your life. Other people are going to be forced to speak the truth. In this reading, we have several cards here that represent an energy, like of whatever they're doing coming to an end, and them being there, what they expected to happen is already falling apart. It's clear here. And so there's going to be this transition coming in. We have the devil energy right on the earth angel energy. And what a lot of people with these foolish expectations don't realize, this represents temptation. And the energy of the devil works for God. And they haven't figured that out yet. I find that very interesting. If the angels work for God, I mean, it may sound funny that this energy, temptation, works for God, but people have to have choice. So if you choose to go in this direction, and then don't expect the angels to help you out anymore, because if everybody gets tempted now and again, but sometimes people take it to a huge limit. And I can feel like this has had a definite effect on your life, Libra. It's whenever this card comes up, I always cover it with the next card up, because I want to know what energy is going to come in here. The devil can't do his own dirty work, so he always has to get a minion to do it for him. So which minion does he get? Or does God cover it? Or is the angel going to cover it? I don't think so, not after the information in the last week or so. I feel like there's been a bit of a line being drawn. This is talking about someone who feels like they're attached to what's yours. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. And this is someone that's been creating a web for you to fall into it. But they're about to find out that the attachment that they have, that yours is yours and what's theirs is theirs, and that's going to be the truth coming out. And there's going to be a major transition here. The Capricorn energy is ruled by Saturn, as is the devil energy ruled by Saturn. So it just is saying Capricorn energy is actually very responsible, and when Saturn energy is used correctly, Saturn is the most disciplined of the signs, and they're the most mature of the Pentacles energy. And so this is talking about being very responsible, being very ambitious, but being responsible about how that is taken out. And so the Capricorn energy is very much able to see all the possibilities and challenges. And their glyph is the mountain goat with a dolphin tail. And that energy is very, very disciplined. So, if you can imagine climbing a mountain with a dolphin tail on the end. But if the Capricorn energy falls, they'll get right back up and they'll keep going. And so in the highest level, the Capricorn energy is talking about someone who's very responsible, uses their power in a real strong way to benefit the planet. And that energy is in your creativity, your romance. So maybe this King of Cups, this energy matches this kind of, this is someone very ambitious that can really empower you in your career and be there for you. The Cancer energy is talking about the moon energy. And of course, with 3 moons, like 2 full moons and a new moon this month, there's a lot of moon energy. And this is talking about being able to use your sensitivity to be able to feel what's going on and be very intuitive. And so I feel that there could be some opportunities coming your way, and you're going to have to, feel that energy. The word is engaged. Rather than like drowning in the energy, in your emotions, you want to be like mature, like the King of Cups. I mean, this is the youngest of the water sign energy, and then this energy is the most mature. So that usually requires life experience to become that mature. Now for the external forces, we have an energetic upgrade. So yes, this is talking about as above, so below. And this is talking about, this is someone that the divine is sending in, a divine partner for you that is going to upgrade your energy. And there we have it, like the new world energy. And so everything coming in here, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I feel like there's some truth here that is going to be very challenging to accept maybe about some of the people in your life, but it is going to be an energetic upgrade for you. Whatever is happening is going to be on your side. And there are some cards here where it shows that there could be some energy around this pentacle energy, like this wounded warrior energy, being disappointed in the people around you. That could even be people that you've hired or whatever. This temptation energy, with them wanting to take what's yours. Like the transition in the energy. Conviction beyond a doubt can actually be like a prison sentence, conviction beyond a doubt. And not like if there's been some illegal happenings with this energy and people wanting to take what's yours, and they maybe have taken pentacles and now this reward is coming in for you, then it can represent that type of energy. So, and someone juggling their morals for sure. That might not just be a cup of love. That might be they were actually juggling money as well. This sometimes here, wearing 2 shoes can represent someone who's a copycat energy, and they've actually been, it's identity theft, and it's talking about walking in 2 different people's shoes. So just be aware of that. There's a tower hitting with this external force energy coming in. That's the energy I'm picking up. So the tower is very uncomfortable for everybody, but when it's a reality check. So I feel the reality coming in for you is going to be in your favor, and you're going to find out, that's why this pentacle energy is coming in. And I feel like this can represent someone, I feel that there could be people that like you've known, and it could be on your father's side of the family kind of energy, this can sometimes represent the paternal side, and also can represent someone, remember I said someone that was between the ages of 7 and 14 when you knew them. So, whatever that energy means to you, that could be cousins, that type of energy. We have the star, which is talking about innocence, and that type of energy is again saying this is galactic energy, and the star energy also went on strike, so they're not helping out anyone. You're on your own. If you're not innocent, good luck. You're on your own. That came out last week as well. So I guess that's, I'm just saying what's coming up. Anger is, so this is a gift that keeps on giving. It's a karmic space that a lot of people can fall into. And nobody, like, it's not a good idea to fall into anger. You might get really angry when you hear this energy. And I feel like this King of Cups is angry for you. And this can represent sometimes, like I said, like an energy coming within the family. Now, maybe they have found out some information that is, you know, what you're going to find out, and so it can represent that type of energy. But this also could be someone, as I said, the lover energy, offering a cup of love. It could be both. So that could represent someone that is maybe this cup of love coming is someone that investigated an uncle, a brother, a cousin energy, a paternal, someone in your family, and they're involved and they're angry about what they've heard, that type of energy. We have the Scorpio energy. The Scorpio energy in its highest, I talked about that, is about taking things apart and putting them back together. So this energy is talking about, this is in your the energy of your career and reputation. So I feel like this energy coming towards you it's going to repair. The truth is going to come out. And if you've, you know, had difficulties in your business because of reputation and that type of energy, or you just haven't had the pentacles because they haven't been coming in, and being isolated in this way, that energy is definitely changing. This is Scorpio at its finest is definitely going to be a uniting energy. And sometimes when you do take things apart, you know, it is for the better. So, you know, keep an open mind to that. Dissemination of information. This is when there's an elephant in the room. So basically these people believe their own press, and they couldn't see like what they were doing was sticking out like an elephant. Like sometimes rejection is God's protection, and sometimes when you're feeling like you're isolated like that, it's because God is protecting you so that you're not involved in what they're doing. You've been separated from that energy so that when they get caught, it's the karma belongs to them and it's apparent. And then we have insight here. So the third eye chakra. And this is really interesting because it's talking again about your intuition and using your third eye. And it's talking about whatever was happening. This is about hidden secrets and that type of energy coming out. So definitely there's something going on in the background here. Just, you know, I feel like you probably have some sort of idea of it. The scales of justice are here. That's what Libra energy is about. And, you know, this is about being more mature too. Like this is, you know, in partnerships a lot of the time, we have a lot of times, you know, a lot of the shift that happens because like in third party energies, and that is just because we're immature. And we don't realize what a huge commitment marriage really is and raising a family really is. You know, we find out later after we have the babies how much work a baby really is and how expensive it is and all of that energy. It's a very joyful experience if it's going well, and it can be really challenging if it's not. So yeah, I think this has a lot of really good energy coming up for you. And just remember that if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, that's not unusual right now for a lot of people. And, you know, go for a walk or something in nature, do something that makes you feel good about, you know, get some, you know, sunshine, get your mind off of it basically, because it's really, I feel it's going to work out it's working out in your favor for the truth to come out for sure. Give this a like and comment if you will, please. That would really help build my channel, and consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. I will have another reading for you again soon, Libra. Bye for now.